Welcome to the game chat. How are you, Isaac?
I'm good. Long time no see, sir.
I know, really. We only get to see each other in person like 2-3 times a year, so it's always an event when we get to see each other. It's really nice. It's
I do
pretty good.
relish that. We had some good time
Yeah.
together. Got to meet your kids, which was nice. Two of them at least. So.
2 of the 3, so
Yeah,
not bad. 2 of the 3 ain't bad. So, our guest, I want to say guest judge, but that's a podcast that I do. Will It
yeah,
Game? That's not what
Will
we're
It
doing.
Game.
We're on a different show, the game chat. So we've got our guest. We've got Chad Elkins in the guest seat tonight. What is up, Chad? 25th Century Games.
Hey, what's happening?
What is going on,
much,
sir?
man.
That was either perfect timing or you were just waiting for me to show up and you're just stalling just long enough.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah.
Came right together.
Yeah.
What is that
teamwork.
poster in the background? What is that poster?
That's Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Raiders of the
Jones.
Lost Ark.
Nice. I thought it looked like India. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome.
Can't go wrong with Indiana Jones. So,
That is true.
so tonight you said you relish anytime we get to hang out. I figured that was a good segue into the fact that we're going to be talking about food and games and food in games. Not that we're opening boxes and finding sub sandwiches, but food themed games. Although if I opened up one of these boxes and I was like, oh, there's a Jersey Mike sub in here, I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be angry at all.
I mean, you probably need to define the criteria for the theme night, because if you try hard enough, like anything is food. You just believe in yourself, right?
Well, I want to
see some of Ryan's games he picked.
Some of the games that I picked. So apparently, Ready Set Bet is on my food themed games because horse meat.
So I guess
anyway,
Camel Up would also work. I guess.
Oh
yeah.
We're 2 minutes into this thing going sideways.
Really. What's that new bat themed game that?
Oh boy, the guana one.
Yeah. So
no one eats guana or bat. Who eats bat?
Awida.
Oh yeah, Bob knows that one.
Yeah. He taught it to me. It's really good. I really liked it.
Well, our actual opening question.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk food. You mentioned sandwiches. You mentioned relish. So what goes on your favorite sandwich? If you build a sandwich, anything you want, what's going on it? Chad, if you'd like to start, sir.
Let's see. So I do like a good, I don't know, like a black bean burger, like some avocado, little jalapenos and pepper jack cheese or something.
Okay.
Little lettuce.
Like it. I was very specific in my description. I want pepper relish. I want Swiss cheese. I want onions, lettuce, and mayo. Those are the things I want on my sandwich every time. Also, horse meat got entered into my list. There's 2 of us who have access to this list. So,
you and who else?
You.
I love a good sandwich. I try to stay away from cold cuts. Right, not the best thing in the world for you. But if I had the best things on a sandwich, I'm kind of going where Chad's at. I want some type of, but I'm thinking like a chicken patty and pepper jack cheese always. Lettuce, tomato, onions, pickle, like all the stuff. I don't like relish though. So you had relish. I'm not a relish fan. I like pickles. I like a good pickle, but mayo, right? Just some crisp, good mayo. When we were in Philly, Bob found a
Duke's mayo, spot. Or are you like
tomatoes? Tomatoes for days. Yeah,
I like Duke's mayo. I like Duke's.
Yeah, I do Duke's mayo all day.
Duke's guy.
But yeah,
I don't
all
eat
those
relish.
things sound amazing. Yeah, I do
like chow chow. You ever had like chow chow, which is kind of like relish, but not spicy. It's like a southern thing or what? But
maybe that's closer. Maybe that's closer to what I want, because I don't want like pickle relish. I want like a hot relish. Pepper relish.
You're probably thinking more like a chow chow or something.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going with. Yeah,
which is good, especially on burgers and stuff too.
because I'm not a big fan of pickles on cold cut sandwiches. Like all my family, everybody in my family likes pickles on their cold cut sandwiches. I'm like, no, you just ruined it. So
You know what I
Yeah,
had the other night, which was really tasty? A pickle pizza. So it was just like a cheese pizza with just pickle slices all over it. It's actually delicious.
Really? Okay.
Sounds weird. Quite tasty.
Well, I've had a hamburger pizza, which is like
pizza with it.
cheeseburger pizza, with ground beef and then the pickles and sliced onions. Yeah, so I'd do it. Okay,
there you go.
Yeah, good stuff. So, are your comments showing up now?
No, I just went and commented on both our YouTube feeds, and are they showing up for you on the right side?
They're showing up on the chat. Yeah, in the chat overlay over here. So
not for me, but as long as you can see them.
Yeah, I can see them. So here's a hello all. So,
hey, that's Game Sidekicks. Big fan.
Big fan. I hear they do really good work. Love that one reviewer.
They're huge in the greater Niagara Falls region.
There we go.
Mediocre. What's our next question? We're talking still about food, right?
Yep, always food all day, every day. Let's talk about what you're going to eat around the game table. We're sitting down for a game. It's Friday night. We're gonna relax. What are the things that are on the table? I'm thinking like a hot bisque or a clam chowder, some sloppy nachos, Cheetos. Anybody? No.
Gross.
No. No. What's on the game table for snacks for your game night? Go with Chad first.
Chad, what do you got?
So usually like a mix. I usually try to pride myself on like my weekly game night. Like I try to go out and like constantly find like experimental chips and stuff. Like I'll go hit up the World Market. I'll go hit up like all kinds of like specialty stores and just get like crazy chip flavors and stuff. So probably 2-3 bowls of chips scattered about. People can sample. Depending on the game. Now there are some games I will say you keep your snacks and stuff in the kitchen. Keep you're not getting the grubby fingers next to like my complete series of Nightfall or something. Like you're not gonna mess with those cards. But like something like our Battlestar Galactica or something, you keep your snacks away from the table. But,
okay. I like it.
Yeah, chips mainly.
Okay. I'm going pretzels. I just actually bought 2 different types of bags of pretzels. I was at our local Publix and we were waiting on something at the pharmacy and I looked over. I was like, man, all the pretzels are on sale. So I started just buying stuff that I had not tried before, just different size pretzels and stuff. And so I'm very happy with my decision. But yeah, so pretzels on the table always. And then I like meat and cheese combinations and things like that, but it's got to be I've got my brother did a maple charcuterie board. Actually,
oh yeah,
it's over there. Anyway, I'm gonna go get it. Hold on one second.
Perfect. I think I've seen a picture of it.
Yeah, you showed me these at Southern Fried Game Expo last year. I think is where you had them. There it is.
Cups and everything.
All right, quick plug for Hound Woodworks. Here in Columbus, Georgia, my brother does really good woodwork. This right here, maple charcuterie board.
I love it.
Made this for us last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Purple Heart, I think it's called. And then two little things right there. Boom.
For your little mustards. There you go.
Yeah, put some little mustards. Different
relish.
Different little tiny pickles. Tiny baby pickles. So
the tiny baby pickles are pretty good.
Yeah. Those little my son will be like, "Oh, we need some of those for the house," and then he'll plow through them in like a couple hours. I'm like, "Where'd they go?" He was like, may have eaten them all."
Not sure.
I also like pickled okra. I don't know if that's like also like a southern thing, but like pickled okra spears, whatever, like in some like spicy dill, like yeah.
I don't know. I've never been able to get into the whole okra scene,
I 100%
not even fried okra? Like you don't eat like chopped up?
No, I'm down with like fried okra or if it's in a soup and that's it.
Okay. You just don't want to eat it like in a pickle form.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I've actually ever had one, honestly.
Oh man.
But I've looked at people eating them and been like, nope. So
I would eat it.
I mean, yeah, like I'll bring some Southern Fried. What do it make you eat? Something?
Okay,
I won't make you eat like pickled watermelon rinds or anything, but okra.
That's weird and gross.
I would try that too. I'd try it all. Who am I kidding?
Right?
So I find it interesting thinking about this. When we have our game nights, we've got snacks all the time. We've got selection of, like you said, some chips. We got one guy in our Thursday night game group likes to bring weird chip flavors, like you said, kind of different stuff that he finds on the shelf. I always try and find Kern, which is a Detroit-based nut company, and they have like tons of different kinds. They got this sweet and spicy one that's really good, like the different nut varieties. But I thought it was kind of interesting when I think about conventions where a lot of us gather to game. We very rarely have food in the evening. Like no one's got like a bag of anything or passing around, like, which is really kind of odd to me when I was just thinking about it. Because I'm like, man, every other time gaming at somebody's home, I'm like, where's the snacks? I gotta have some snacks. Where's the popcorn?
Do you think it's
because it's like logistics, right? I mean, it gets kind of hard to.
Yeah,
it is.
If you're flying in, some people fly in, like you can't. It's kind of hard to bring in those kind of.
Do you think it's also like I think of it as a like what are they going to think situation? Because I've definitely like had a water bottle next to me and been very conscious of like, okay, should I put it below the table, like next to my seat? Because some people are really like, oh no, we can't have drinks on the table for any reason. That sort of thing. I don't know. That might be one of the reasons. Like, what is everybody else at the table? If I'm gaming with strangers, what does everybody else at the table think? Whereas if you're in my house, I'm gonna put the chip bowls wherever I want because it's my game.
Like,
some people bring.
You're talking about the table, like someone's like got their game out on their own table, not like the con itself. Because you clearly don't care about that, given like the wagon wheel pizzas that get all shoved into Tantrum Con.
That's true.
Gosh, dude. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna mention that in a minute. But speaking of that, let's quick switch topic. How was your Tantrum Con? We all just came back from Tantrum Con last weekend. That was my first. Ryan, your
third or fourth? Third.
They've only done it like 4 times, right?
Third.
Like fourth, you said so 3.
Yeah, so that was my third.
Chad, you've been there every time.
4.
All 4. So start Chad as somebody who's been there every time. How was the experience? What has changed? What's how was the Tantrum Con experience?
Like I feel like overall this year felt pretty comparable to last year, which I think I feel like every year they kind of get a little more improved. Although this year and last year were felt both really well run. It is a very smooth convention.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I was going there for like work and stuff, but like I feel like out of all the conventions, they do a great job for attendees who have kids. Like I feel like I always see kids like running around or like certain rooms doing stuff. Like they're just like a whole like I never really noticed them, like in the normal kind of like game, event type stuff. There's this whole like underlying schedule of things that are just geared toward kids, which I guess you don't see everywhere. But it's just very smooth and it's very laid back and chill. And I feel like everyone that's there, like, it's just friendly. Like it's just everyone there's just there to just have a good time for the weekend. And there's no rush feeling. There's no like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get to this, get to that, get to this. When I miss this event, you just come and play, and like having you guys there at night and stuff like a lot of y'all first timers. I guess like Derek's like second time. I think Bob's been a couple of times.
AJ's first time.
AJ's first time. Like to me, like honestly, for the like Tantrum Con to me felt like, especially at night, which is the only time I get a chance to hang out and do anything, felt like a mini like Origins Gen Con reunion, because the folks who were sitting around the table at gaming with are the same people for the most part. Most people are missing that we game with at Origins and Gen Con. So it just kind of felt like this little mini pre-version of that before the summit.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely could see that and hear you said. How is it as a retailer compared to other as a company compared to like Origins Gen Con?
Well, I mean, sheer volume of people makes a big difference, from like a retail like booth side of things. But it is a regional show, so you have to set expectations accordingly. I feel like I don't know what specifically like other people do. I mean, we do very well at Tantrum Con. I don't know if it's just because I've also been there every year, and so people kind of, there's a lot of people I see every year come up and say hey and talk and who want to pick stuff up direct, which is great. So I don't know if it's just I just had this repeat kind of like people that are just always at Tantrum Con and come by and pick up stuff. But for a regional show, I think it's a great one. I feel like there's like they're trying to figure out ways to expand it. They've certainly kind of hit capacity in their current location. Now for the last 2 years, they've sold out. So I think it's one of those conventions that if they can find a way to kind of grow and expand it, and they do it in a smart way, it doesn't overstretch themselves, right? Like I feel like at some point it'll get large enough where I think there will be more out-of-town publishers coming in for it, and create more of a buying atmosphere than I think it currently has. I think it's right now the exhibit hall is this like separate section of this big room. So it doesn't really feel like an exhibit hall like you would get at an Origins or Gen Con. It's just kind of like a space area you can kind of cruise through and look at stuff. Like having that vendor hall mentality might change, I think, once you get a bigger space.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think also with you being a vendor there, selling, it's interesting because I feel like with the amount of games, I was talking to the folks that here at One Board Family, talking to them and just saying, it's amazing to see the lineup that 25th Century has, and year over year how you're bringing these different games to market, whether it's an import of a game that's overseas or if it's a brand new property. And it's so funny because like last year, you probably had, just a couple games out there. And then this year you probably doubled your games that were available at Tantrum Con, so it's like when people are coming up to your booth, it's almost like, whoa, there are all these cool things. It's not like, well, this is this year's game. This is this year's push. You have 3 games on Kickstarter right now that we're going to talk about where, you have all these other games that have been published in just the past couple of weeks to months. And so it's like when somebody sees you at Tantrum Con, it's almost like a new look at games that are available. Like it's a lot. Sure. It's cool. So by the way,
picking up.
Oh, by the way, brought home Gasha for the kids, and we've had a great time with it. In fact, my brother and sister-in-law borrowed this the other day, played it with a friend of theirs, and they really enjoyed it. So
nice.
Definitely had a great time with it. So
yeah, I think starting to do more and more, from like a localization of bringing titles over to North America. It's kind of helped feel that like surge. And then there were several of them that came out like Q3 into Q4, and then a couple in Q1 already. So I think that's like when Tantrum kind of gets here, it's like all of a sudden you've got, to your point, there's like 6 new games sitting on the shelf, or 7 new games or 8 that might not have been there, a full year prior.
Yeah,
right.
Tantrum Con as a family, this is a convention that our family attends every year. This is the first year that Aaron and Emily were not able to attend, but it's such a cool family atmosphere, and it's so conducive to like letting your kids experience just the con atmosphere. And my son learned to paint miniatures and fell in love with painting miniatures last year at Tantrum Con. And so he went into the painting room, going in, competing, trying to get that first place trophy again.
I love it
this year. So he loves it. He really enjoys it. He came home, we're driving back, and he's like, oh man, I'm thinking about setting up a little painting station, like maybe have like an overhead light or something, set up a little painting station in my room. I'm like, dude, that's really cool. That's a great idea, and so
that's awesome.
It's cool
so
that
it begins.
Yeah, I know. It's cool that these conventions add to the rest of your year in some way, whether you buy a new game, I picked up a game at the flea market that my wife and I played last year, and we loved the game so much. We've looked at it a couple times and couldn't really afford it. And then somebody had it in the flea market still in shrink. And I was like, I guess I'm getting this game that we've been looking at.
What's the game? Don't hold us in suspense.
Yeah, so dinner, man, I got so many games on this table.
This is part of your top 5 food list, and you can see
it. It is not. Actually, it was possibly going to be Dinner in Paris. We played
Dinner
this.
in Paris. Okay, it's dinner. It's food. It's like,
yeah. So it's really cool. It's this tile laying like area control game, and it's really cool. The components are amazing. Aaron and I played this with Joe Chambers last year at Tantrum Con, and just fell in love with it. And so somebody had it still in shrink, and I was like, I'm picking it up. So
There were some deals at that flea market that I was
There
like,
were.
man, I wish I was driving. I would have bought a heck of a lot more stuff.
Somebody walked away with Empires of the Void 2, $45.
Yeah,
She
there
was
were
getting,
some steals.
yeah, Kickstarter edition, and she was getting in the elevator, and I was like, found some good stuff, and they had 2 bags, and she was clutching Empires of the Void 2, and I was like, oh man, saw the $45 post-it note on it. I was like,
That was me last year. I didn't get a chance to go to the flea market this year because this year they changed the time and it was a
Early.
Saturday morning, but it was
Yeah.
like when the vendor hall area was open. Last year it was like right after it closed, so I could run over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, last year mine was the Stone Age like anniversary edition.
Oh, yeah,
like, which I've been on my radar forever, and it was always 3 figures at $200 game, whatever. But someone had it there for pretty cheap, and I was like,
nice.
Is that complete? Because like that price doesn't sound like it's complete.
It
Like,
sounds
not
like
full, and I
it
was
sounds like you dumped a bottle of water in it. Is it good?
Yeah, Bob with the nice comment there.
Oh man! So you could have left your booth; it would have been fun, man. Whatever.
Wow.
Somebody would walk away with that premium edition of Raw.
That's true. Yeah, the raw would leave the table.
Yeah.
So is my hey Matt, what's up, dude?
Hey, man.
So is my first Tantrum Con. So normally Origins always, PAX Unplugged got added in about 3 years ago, or Gen Con got added in last year, and this year I'm adding 2 more, give me a total of 5.
Nice.
This was my small one to go to. I expected small, and I think it was what I expected size wise, as far as just kind of like Chad said, felt like it was like, hey, just people hanging out, playing some games in the evening at Origins, but all day of that, and it never felt overwhelming. I could see how it's constantly a learning experience for Tantrum Con or for Tantrum House. The area they had for our teaching, you were in there, it was way too small and loud, way too hot, and then they made some adjustments for you. So I'm sure it's a lot of on the fly. They're very hands-on with it. You saw them working the whole time. Very rarely do you see anybody sit down, right? Melissa came in, Melissa came and played with us at like 1 a.m.
Sarah,
right? Sarah did.
Sarah
sorry,
did.
Getting my young ladies mixed up. She's like, hey, I'm off the clock at 1. Save me a game. And so we started our games at 1:30 at night. And so I really enjoyed it. I liked the pace. I liked that it was a one-stop shop, that we were all in the same spot. That was really cool. And getting to meet some people that I wouldn't normally at a bigger con spend as much time talking to necessarily, because I just don't have that time. Right. Like Scott Brady, right? Sat down and talked to him, and somebody I knew, and we've like said hi in passing and know who each other are. Right. But actually like sitting down and talking to him for a few minutes was really cool. And meeting some of the other people, my one kind of like, well, wait, what moment was when I was teaching donut shop. Somebody yells across the room, hey, Isaac, is that in Kickstarter yet? I'm like, yeah, it's on right now. You go look it up. There's 3 games. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, I don't know this guy. I feel bad. I feel like I should. And afterwards, he's like, hey, I follow your stuff. And sorry, I yelled your name across the room, but I recognized you. I'm like,
oh, that's cool.
You're our one person that follows us on Facebook. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so,
there we go.
But it was neat that it
Facebook follower.
that it felt a little more personal, right? Which was really cool. So getting to spend time with friends, that's our game of sidekicks, right? The games we like with people we love. So getting to spend time with all y'all, even the other people on One Board Family's team. I don't want to name any names.
We're not even going to mention Bob and Rick. So.
Yeah, Bob's great. I met Rick. He's whatever.
Well, you finally got to meet Rick. Rick and Sarah came up from Atlanta, so it was their first Tantrum Con, so which was cool.
A little bit of Rick was fine.
So,
I mean,
not too much.
Not too much. It does help. I think to your point, like being smaller cons, you do have the advantage of the fact that you are generally centralized. Like it's either going to be one room or just a combination of I'm either going to be in this room or the one next door, right? Like versus the mass panic and spreading around that happens at like especially like a Gen Con.
Especially
right?
Gen Con.
Origins, I feel like we got kind of our hidden rooms that we normally know to go to, but like Gen Con, it's like, okay, well, where are you at? Like, oh, we're at this hotel on the 2nd floor of this ballroom in here that we found.
Which Hilton?
which Marriott, whatever, that kind of stuff. So.
Well, this year, something crazy happened. Even though it was just the three of us, myself, Josiah, and Kendall, we accidentally stumbled into having an executive suite. So we were assigned a room that had a gigantic boardroom table. So it was so much fun because Friday night, we were just kind of winding down, and we had the crew over at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. The guys from Southern Fried wanted to play a game. I was like, I'll teach you something new that you haven't played before. Let's go up to the room. And so I have this giant executive table in our bedroom, and it's like amazing. And so all this space, it had a living room with big TVs, and I was like, man, this is really nice. This is how rich people live. So, yeah,
there's a little bit of awkwardness when Ryan said, let's go to my room and I'll show you how to play. And then all of a sudden they got there and they opened the door and like, oh, okay, good. This is
good. It's not weird. We thought it was going to be weird. So
it's a board game.
Not weird.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, yeah. I was sure to show everybody pictures. No, see, I have a giant table. So,
anyway. So speaking of food at Tantrum Con, what was we had different food options. What was some good food you had? Late Night Origins Game Room. Yes, Tony. 3 months. What was what was some good food you got to sample?
It's interesting because Tantrum Con's not, North Carolina's not really known. That section is not really known. It was over by the airport, and it's not a place that you're like, oh man, there's some great food. There's no North Market. There's no like food depot eatery things going on around there. So what were you able to find, and like what did you enjoy over the weekend, Chad?
Oh, nothing. Like I ate terribly. Really? Well, because I was there like on my own, like running the booth, right? Like so it was. I usually didn't eat lunch, and if I had dinner, it was usually whatever was just right there in the hotel lobby. I wanted to turn a meal Saturday night, so I ate some like Asian wok food that night, which was good. But yeah, I didn't get I never left the hotel. When I got there Thursday night, I left out Sunday afternoon, and that was the first time I saw the parking lot after that. So I'm not the best person. You're like, God, worst guest ever, didn't even go eat food. But I'm not a good judge of that.
Tough one because I don't think there's a lot of food options around there. The only one that I wanted to mention was the 28-inch pizza that we bought from Benny's.
I did have a slice of that.
Yeah. So the pizza was good. So the reason why I know about Benny's is because last year at Tantrum Con, the Goodlets, charity board gamer, the Goodlets, their family and our family hung out, and we ordered pizzas together, and we just kind of chilled and ate and got to know each other's family a little better. And we really enjoyed our time together. And we bought this pizza from Jet's Pizza, and it was fine. It was like it's like, okay, it's a 6 out of 10, it's fine. And then somebody walks in with a gigantic pizza box. It's like, how do they actually manufacture those? It's just this giant pizza box and comes in, and I'm like, where'd you get that from? And they said Benny's. And so I kept that in the back of my mind, and I was like, I told the kids, I said, do you remember those people with the giant pizza? We're going to order one of those. I have no clue.
We're going to be those people this year.
We'll be those people. We'll be cool like that. And so I remembered it, and I said, okay, kids, we're eating it on Saturday night. So I told everybody. We split it with the Rick and Sarah, and so we ordered one for us, and it's $40 for this 28-inch pizza. 28 inches of pizza is a lot of pizza. And so it fed, I think, 6 or 7 of us without a problem. And
I have a picture of Bob. I don't know how to show it.
It's like literally like a wagon wheel. So you don't, you're like, oh, 28 inches. That's not very big. It is like, it's huge.
Do you have that? Can you share that picture? Do you have a way of?
Did that do it? I just hit
share. Yeah. Here, I'll pop it up there. So there it is. Okay.
There it is.
That is crazy. First of all, this is Bob sleeping.
Hold on. Let me give you Rick. There's Rick.
Oh, okay.
With one slice.
Like that picture, there it is.
That is one slice of pizza flopping out of Rick's mouth. And so,
it was something.
It's a giant pizza, and pop up that picture of Bob again. So
There you
this is Bob pretty much asleep, standing, holding 2 pizzas.
I mean, this is not a forced perspective. Look at this gigantic fish I
No.
just caught, kind of thing. Like
That's
like
how big the
legitimately
pizza
like
is.
how big it was. Like it took up a
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we ended up, once we ordered one from Benny's, what happened, and Bob says it right, the pizza firestorm started.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody started ordering Benny's pizza. And so the first one, we ordered 1 for us and then 2 for a crew hanging out right next to us. And then the next one, you see like 40 minutes later, another one, 40 minutes later, somebody else, and just pizza boxes everywhere. So
yeah, it was good pizza. It was a good fold slice. Hurt my back holding
yeah.
It was out for 2 weeks.
I'm probably napped in that box. You're not wrong. Somebody was saying that if they got tired, they were just going to like pitch it up like a tent and just slide it underneath. Yeah,
that would work well. That would work well.
So,
so pizza you mentioned.
Yep.
For me, we wandered away for one place. There were good restaurants rating wise, but it was a drive, right? It's 10-15 minute drives for spots. And Randall over at Eagle Griffin, we were looking for an Asian place. We were celebrating Lizzie's birthday. We wanted to find something, and he recommended a place. I think Bob put up here earlier. It was like No Me or No May, like Nome.
Yame
or Yame.
Okay.
Yame Noodle Company, Noodle Boba Tea. Super good. We actually ordered it again the next day for lunch. Really good. Noodle bowls. The boba tea was amazing. I know Ryan got some. Oh no, Ryan didn't get.
Yeah, let me go on record. And is this where we air our grievances? Is this what we do?
It's a safe space, Ryan.
Yeah.
So this is the airing of grievance part of the episode. We need a jingle to so on the way up to Tantrum Con, I'm very explicit with Bob. Hey, Bob, you keep talking about this boba tea. I would love to have some boba tea because I'm a big fan. So when you get some boba tea, or whether you go there or whether you order out or whatever the situation, if you could just let me know, I'll go ahead and slide your credit card or something, PayPal or whatever it works. I want boba tea. So I find out that he's sitting there sipping on his boba tea. I'm like, where'd that come from? And somebody says, oh, well, they DoorDashed it. I said, oh, that's totally fine. I wasn't aware. He jumped in on somebody else's DoorDash. Then I find out Saturday night that was Bob's second of 3 boba teas. He had
7. He had 7 total.
Oh, I'm getting angry. I'm gonna have to mute myself.
I think he had 17. Yeah.
I didn't get a single boba tea all weekend, and that man knows. Oh, okay.
It sounds like you're saying Bubba tea, which is a lot of that around North Carolina too.
Bubba tea. But you know what? Hey, airing of grievances section of the show is over. We're good. We can move on.
Origins. We'll get some bubble tea at Origins.
That's great.
North Market. We got some good choices there. But speaking of food, before we go into our next section, Chad, can you talk about? You mentioned it earlier, the Turna Meal. You got to sponsor one this year, right? What is that, and what did you do, and how to go?
And you've done this every year, right?
Yeah. So Turna Meals is something that's, like, as far as I know, it's unique to Tantrum Con. Whether or not some other cons have started doing it, I don't know, but I think they were the first to kind of pioneer it. So Turna Meal is it's a ticketed event. Like, you have to buy a ticket but it covers your meals. Basically, like you're buying your lunch or your dinner. So it's usually sponsored by a publisher, and so the publisher will bring in like a single game for the Turna Meal. And what's cool about it is they try to match the game with kind of like the food vibe, right? Like every year, Bezier has done like New York Slice, right? Like a lunch Turna Meal or dinner Turna Meal from New York Slice. Like the first year, maybe the second year. First year the Turna Meals, I think, was, so we did winter wear chicken dinner. So we had like a fried chicken finger lunch with fries, and you got to play winter wear chicken dinner. And so what's cool about it is, like, it's got to be a game that can be taught quickly, right? Because a lot of people may not have played the game, so you have to stand there and give just a really quick overview of how to play the game, and then they can kind of dig in the rule book and walk around and help them. But you're not busting out you know, like, oh, it's Twilight Imperium and cupcakes. You know, it's like it has to be kind of.
I'm in.
Really quick. So,
No.
so we did. Chicken dinner was 1 year, and then last year actually the turn meal was kind of connected to Grant's comedy show.
Yeah.
So we sponsored and gave away sardines to everybody there just before the show. But then this year we did Gasha, which you just showed a second ago.
Yep.
Which was a lot of fun. So it was probably, I don't know, maybe 70 people, I think was the capacity for the.
It was a full room.
Yeah. And so on each table, there was the copy of the game. And we made, I made little Gasha balls. So Gashapons are like the little toy capsules. You don't know what you're going to get, but you see kind of what you might get, and you get your ball, you open it up and see what your prize is. So every person at every table got their own Gashapon, and at each table that one of those had like a winning prize inside it, and so that person got to keep the game on the table.
That's cool.
So we did that, and then gave away like several large, kind of raffle giveaways of some games, and but yeah, folks played that. There was like an Asian wok kind of meal that was prepared for it, so it's kind of connecting that kind of Asian theme. But yeah, it was it's a lot of fun, and people that go there, like a lot of the same people every year, kind of go to them every year because they just enjoy combining that experience of getting some games in. You get taught a new game, you play a new game, and share some food.
I was able to film for a little bit, so I attended the New York Slice one actually. So one of my friends had an extra ticket available, and I wasn't able to attend any of them with family of five, a little costly, and so somebody had an extra ticket for the New York Slice night. So I actually went, made a horrible mistake. They to go with the theme of New York Slice, they put a single anchovy piece on a single piece of pizza out of the 8 to 10 slices. There's a single anchovy. So if you play New York Slice, you know what that is. It's negative points at the end of the game. So the anchovy pieces weren't being taken at the same rate as everything else. I was like, you know what? I'll do this one a favor. I'll take that because I don't mind anchovies. I took 2 pieces with anchovies on it. I started in on the first one. Man, that is the saltiest, nastiest tasting that I've ever tasted. And I was like, "Ooh, man, you ruined my dinner." But I peeled the anchovy off and went to town on the rest of the pizza, and it was fine. But man, it was a rough one. Not what I expected.
That's funny.
And then I was able to video some of the Boop tournament. It was a life-size Boop tournament on Sunday
morning
for lunch.
Right?
Yeah. So that was really, really cool. It was a lot of fun. So
they're cool. Like they do some dinner ones, they do some like lunch ones, and also like snack ones. Like you can go in like an ice cream social and like play a game.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of different like levels of like price point and like times and stuff for people.
Bob's throwing out a suggestion, maybe another Jeffrey Torna meal next year with donut shop, maybe donut burgers.
Donut burgers, interesting. Yeah, donut shop would be perfect for it for sure. Like a morning donuts and
donut buffet. Yeah. I'd be
eggs and bacon.
So, oh yeah. So talking about donut shop, why don't we jump into why Chad's on the show? So
look at that transition.
Look at that transition. Chad, you got some board
almost
games.
Like it's planned.
Yeah. You're on here peddling your wares and such. We picked you. We wanted you on the show. So
yeah, you actually asked me. Don't try to pass this off on
me.
We
No. Yeah, we asked you. We know, and you know that we don't have the audience to support this Kickstarter. So we all know the 5 people who watch the show.
Right?
I think we're at 6 right now, so we're doing okay.
Oh, there you go. Bob must have it. Bob's got it on 3 screens.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
Honey, watch it in the other room. So, counts as 2 views.
Yeah. So 3. Oh, man, I should have had them ready. This is how terrible I am.
You have my
back.
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have.
I took them all back.
Took them all back.
So the one Bob was just talking about.
Yes. I was going to actually send you a picture of me without Donut Shop and how sad my life is actually, because I legit got home and I was like, man, we could play some Donut.
Dude, same.
It's fun.
Same.
But I got a cool hat. Look at that.
I see, dude, you are rocking a very limited edition Donut Shop hat, which is
That's what's up.
like very
I love
limited.
it. Mine's in my car.
So
He's like, mine's in the trunk underneath the tire and the jack.
I felt like Ryan would be wearing his. I didn't think we necessarily need to match.
You know, I don't.
But,
I don't comb my hair. It's a Monday. Come on.
Yeah. So there's 3 games on Kickstarter. It ends this Thursday. They're all 3 like kind of centered around like a general kind of theme around like color. Is kind of like a common theme across all 3 of them. And then they also happen to be like tile placement at some level, but kind of color is kind of the underlying root. So Donut Shop is one we're just talking about, so we'll hit that one first. This is by Jeffrey Allers, who did New York Slice for Bezier, as well as several other games. A very accomplished designer. But this one is you have a central display area that you're playing tiles into and kind of connecting different colors of donuts to create runs in that central display. Then you come behind it with your order cards. There's a look at the tiles. Each tile has 4 donuts on it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to connect those into the central display. And then you've got order cards, which you can redeem to like turn in an order to box up donuts. So there's different size boxes there. And based on the order cards you turn in will allow you to cover up different colors of donuts in the central display, which ideally you connect in your tile you place, you pick a color on that tile and score a long run, like a highway of connected donuts to that color, then immediately come behind it and box it up, because the boxes cover the donuts and break that chain. So it's a way to like manipulate the board for other players. Because if you don't, you may lay a tile and score a bunch of points. Someone can come behind you, connect onto your chain, and score even more points. And so there's just like take that. It's not really take that game, but like you're you're trying to like stop like other people from like scoring the same points you do, which is so that central. You don't get a whole lot of tile layers where everyone plays to a central board. Like most tile layers are usually all just kind of individual board type games.
And it's interesting because the design, when I was reading the instructions, I felt like the design might be lacking when I read the instructions initially, because I was like, you just have one tile and you're just laying down one tile and that's it.
Right.
Like, where's my choice and agency? And I want 60 options. And then I'm like, when you're playing it, you're like, this is fantastic. Like, this is really good. It works really well. And you're like, it comes down to the placement of it and what that leads to in the future versus having 100 choices at one time, you know?
Right. And this is really these are the donut hats that will be, if you get it on Kickstarter, these hats will come with the game as well as like 2 little mini expansions. So these are fun.
My head was too large for those hats. So.
Well, not everyone is rocking around with like a size 15 melon on top of
very true.
So that's one. The other one, let me see if I can.
I'm very thirsty tonight. So.
All right, so we'll do the next one. This is Color Field. So very, very specific to color from the title. But so this is designed by Mondo Davis. So his wife, Peach Benitez, she painted all the artwork for the game as well, which is pretty cool. This game is an abstract tile layer. It's very simple, but it's crazy spatial.
Oops. What are you doing? Stop.
Puzzly, like it'll melt your brain. If you look at each person has a board, that canvas board you see there, and there's different colors around the edge, but there are 6 tile spots in the middle of that board.
Yeah.
So each of the tiles you get are going to have a color around each edge. And so what you're trying to do is you're going to start out with 6 on your board, these foundation tiles. Then you're going to be drafting tiles from a central area and swapping them out for a tile that's on your board. So you're going to be manipulating and kind of adding new tiles to this canvas. And you can rotate them however you want as you add them. Once you add them, they're fixed unless you use tokens to like move them around. But it's the whole like the spatial concept of I'm gonna pick up this, but you gotta visualize, okay, well, I'm gonna take this, if I put it here, I turn it this way, then I can take an inspiration token and swap this tile. Like, how many edges am I going to match? Because how you score points at the end of each round, and there's 3 different rounds. How you score points is you look at all 6 tiles and look to see if the color matches outside of each of those tiles. And so you may make an ideal move over here, which then messes up something over here and messes up something over here. So there's just this constant spatial awareness was abstract. Very simple. It plays in like 15 minutes. It's a crazy quick game. Yeah. Unless you get bogged down with like AP, of course.
Yeah. No,
it's good.
Plays well.
The drafting's very like quick, and you're drafting and you're like, okay, I've got to figure out what is the best option here. And while you're doing that, your other players can draft it. I mean, it moves really fast. And my oldest daughter is an art major in college, and she loved the game. Like, she immediately connected to it and really enjoyed it. And so it was a lot of fun to see her connect with that, because she's not one that connects with games very often. And so this was a hit for her. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So
you mentioned she was taunting you about your poor play.
Yeah. So. I was terrible at it. Like, I was an art major too, and I was awful at it. So
it melts my brain when I play it. I'm like, it's just, it's so it's like the concept, it's like donut shop. It's like you look at it and you're like, oh, like, I only do one thing on a turn. Like, how hard can that be? But then you play it and you're like, what?
There's so much. Yeah.
But the good news is, like, those kind of games are easy to teach new players.
They
if you've got
really
a game
are.
that people come over, you can like explain it in a minute. Like, hey, just watch a turn, and by the time it gets to you, like you'll get the hang of it.
I taught Donut Shop to at least 15 people. Just in normal life, people come over, I'm like, Donut Shop. My kids' friends come over, Donut Shop. So.
And I gotta stop myself from literally eating donuts when I play it. Like, just I was playing it this weekend, like on Sunday, and I ordered in donuts, like delivery, and I'm like, I can't keep, like, every time I play the game, I want to order donuts.
Yeah. Too good of art.
And last but not least, this is Agda. It looks like Agueda, but it's pronounced
I've been
Agda.
calling it Agueda. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I called it Agueda for a long time until I heard people in Portugal I was working with say it. I'm like, oh, how do you say that again slowly? Like, like the middle, it's like the whole accent's on the first, and like the last, like the middle is kind of like chopped out. It's like Agda.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Agda, it's called the City of Umbrellas for a reason. It's in Portugal. It's where the town itself is located. And every year in the summer, they put on this umbrella festival by the Umbrella Sky Project organization, and they hang umbrellas over the streets of the city. They have different art installations around town, music, and it's just like a really fun festival. And they've recently, even with the last couple of years or so, started expanding and putting in installations, like temporary installations in different parts of the world. Like, so Paris has had one, like Vegas has had one. There was one in Dollywood this past summer.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Close to us. So Dustin Dobson in Milan, I don't know which last name, Zivkovic, who are very famous button shy designers, right? They've probably got, I don't know how many published button shy games. They've got 6, 7 or so. Had this idea, actually made it as an 18 card game for a button shy kind of open call for some kind of design contest. And I didn't win. And so they contacted me about it. And I'm like, well, I don't really, do the 18 card micro game thing, but I love the concept. And I was like, if you can find a way to open the design space to a much more, bigger experience and more tactile experience, I'd love to work on it with y'all. And so they came back and pretty quickly, and I started kind of the foundational formings of this game. But what you're doing is really kind of exactly what you would do in that city. So you're an artist. You're basically drafting these umbrellas from a central draft board, which the pictures there don't do it justice. Let me see if I can get in here. Drafting these umbrellas from the central board, and you're placing them down into your streets. So what you're doing is building out your canopy cover of your street. So your player boards look like kind of top-down views of the street. But yeah, here's all these
The
whole bag of these acrylic plastic umbrellas. And so what's cool about them is you can see that they're almost like kind of like cupcake-ish kind of shape.
Yeah.
So that they actually sit elevated off the board. And so what's cool about it is they cast like a little shadow below them. It's also easy to pick them up. But like here's like a whole bag of these things.
Yeah.
Some in the game. So it's got a very nice tactile experience, but you're basically drafting those tiles, putting them down into your street. And then what you're doing is almost like a worker placement style game is you're drafting these tourists to come visit that section of the street and to look at that row. Depending on the number of tourists you bring to that row, depends on the different colors you have the opportunity to score. And so if you bring in 2 workers into that row, you'll score both colors that are of those umbrellas that are in that whole row. So that then there's like a typical worker placement game. There's a break period where those tourists will all gather and go back out to an area. The board itself, those tiles will rotate. So what the streets are looking for will change throughout the course of the game, which means you've got to try to balance how you're doing your colors. You can't just overload them on one line. But it's a very clever little game. There's murals on the side there you can see. We've got some pictures on our Instagram account, but each player board has its own mural, and all the murals are artwork from different years, like the poster, like the main poster and main like tourist map cover from the festival itself. So we worked with the Umbrella Sky Project to really kind of like bring as much theme, of the city and the festival into as we can.
I did learn to play for this Tantrum Con. Went over super well. We actually had, I believe, a little girl ended up winning the game against 3 other adults. It was a lot of fun to watch them connect with it and just have fun with like, what are you going to draft, and are you going to take the most prized color of umbrella that's in the display right now? Are you going to leave it for somebody else? Like, it was a really fun experience to teach that to 4 people who had never played before, and really had a lot of fun with the game overall, like with our family, teaching it, all that. So it's really good design. So
yeah, it's clever. It's very tactile, which is nice. Like the acrylic plastic in the bag, so it almost has like that Azul bag drafting, kind of picking the bags out of the tile. Yeah, it's just clever. Like I said, they did a really fantastic job with this design and the art, and that Matt Paquette's team is that from a graphic design standpoint. The art we got from the Umbrella Sky Project, kind of all coming together. It's nice. Just a really nice overall package.
And those metal coins, really nice touch.
And you get free metal coins if you back the game on Kickstarter.
Yeah, that is a giant reason to back the game right now. Like, back that game. So yeah. Anyway, that's there's a link in the that I just posted, so be sure to check out that link and hit up that project. Shannon from Southern Fried said, really enjoyed playing Agueda Tantrum.
Hey, Shannon. It's always good to see Shannon.
Yes.
I will see him. Shannon, I'll see you in about a month or so at the swap meet for Southern Fried in April.
I am unable to make it this year, which is sad. Boo. Anyway.
All right, we got a speed top 5.
Yeah, speed top 5. Talking about we have this tradition on the show. It's called Pick 5. We are going to pick 5 games that are related to our topic of the show. This is food related games. We're going to speed through them. So Chad, starting with you, number 1.
No particular order.
Yep.
I'm gonna pick one. There's no way you guys are gonna. I should have it for last because no way you're gonna also see this game.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go super duper obscure.
Okay.
We've got the nacho incident.
The nacho incident. No clue.
So the nacho incident is basically themed around the premise that there's no good Mexican food in Canada. And so you're basically smuggling Mexican food across the border into 4 different Canadian provinces.
Nice.
And so it is totally silly and goofy and just a crazy, awesome thing. Because I'm assuming it's true, but
that's hilarious.
Do some research. I need to go to Canada. Sorry. So
that's right. So the nacho incident, it's probably pretty hard to find, but if you can track down a copy, it's a fun little card game.
That's cool.
Nice.
I'll go obscure 2. Burger Up. This one is rule and make. I don't even know if they're around anymore. But Burger Up is a game that we fell in love with when my wife bought it for me for Christmas one year, and she ended up loving it so much we played it like 11 times during Christmas vacation. It was so much fun. You're building burgers, and there are certain rules that you have to abide by, and then claiming burger cards when you want to put the top bun on top, and that top bun comes with victory point. It is really, really fun. So.
Wow, nice. I am also going to go with the Nacho Incident.
What?
No, okay, it's my iPad.
Oh, okay. I was like, what in the world? How did that happen?
I'm gonna stick with one of my favorite BGA implementations
good one.
of games is Go Nuts for Donuts. We have all sorts of nicknames for this game, but this is a game we love playing. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun. It is cutthroat. It doesn't feel like it should be, but it is. Great game. Plays up to 6 too, so really
It
good
is
for
a
bigger.
mean game. It is
So
a
Yeah,
mean
it's a
game.
super mean game.
So mean.
You can hate draft the hell out of people in that game.
Absolutely.
I
So-
love
All
it.
right. So after the donuts and the nachos, we're
Yep.
gonna go eat healthy with some point salad.
Point salad.
salad.
I'm really looking forward
Yummy.
for Point City coming up soon. But yeah, this is
Yeah.
from
Yes.
AEG. This is a fantastic little card game. Super easy to teach. Just set collection, multi-use cards. It's just very
Yep.
clever and very, very streamlined.
Yep. Going healthy note, juicy fruits. You got to have your daily
Game so much.
fruits and vegetables. So I'm going juicy fruits. This is one of my favorite games from 2020 to 2021. This
21.
game is so cool, and you look at the art, you're like, what am I getting into? This one's a fun puzzle and one that I continue to play. I love juicy fruits.
Yeah, it's an underrated
Some-
game, I think.
It very
Yeah.
much is.
And the simplicity of that artwork on the cover, you think, oh, this is like some little kid's game, but
And it's
Yeah,
a
but it's-
family. It says, it's part of the family line of, games, and it can be a rough one. It's I actually think I've only won the game one time, and so and it's probably accidental. So
As a reminder, these are not our top 5 best
No.
ever food games. These are just 5 food games we think you should check out, right?
Yep.
And speaking
Our
of
pick
which,
5.
this is a family-based game too. It's a strategy game for savvy shoppers. It's tougher than it looks, and that is downtown
that's a great
Farmers
one.
Market. This game is simple. It's super simple. You could teach a grade schooler, a young grade schooler, how to play this, but this burns my brain. I hate when games force me into fit into this world, and this does that, right? It's got
Yeah.
that Calico kind of feel to it where you've only got so many good options.
yeah.
Great family game.
Nice.
yeah, that's one of those games where the board constrains as it goes along. So what you need gets harder and harder, and where you can put things and just take something to throw it away, you can't do it. That game is brutally AP driven, but it's awesome. It's easy to travel with too because it's so small.
Yeah.
All right. So
And
it's
people put
fish,
your 5 if you've got good.
Yeah. If you've got 5 food
Food
games
options.
that you love, drop them in the
This is a
comments.
food game for penguins. This is called Hey, That's My
It's my
Fish.
fish. Okay.
It's got fish in
Yeah.
it. Perfect.
It's got fish in it. So there's several different versions of this one. If you can find it and track it down, this is the one from Mayfair and
Mhm.
Felix.
Okay.
This is the one that has full color
Oh, nice.
plastic
Those are
little
cool.
penguin figures versus the other ones that came out later one is nice. But
Nice.
yeah, this is the one tracked down. Yeah, it's my fish. Collapsing board, if you have battle sheep or stuff like that, you're moving pieces around and the board's
That's
going to
cool.
get smaller and smaller as you play it.
Speaking of food, my wife just delivered the delicious peanut butter cookie that she just made. Thank you.
Aaron, I
That
would
was
love
awesome.
Right?
Isaac wants one.
I'll
So
mail it to him.
Oh,
It's no boba tea, but
it's no boba tea. Cafe. Well, I enjoy this cookie.
While eating this cookie. Okay.
Cafe. This one is a really cool Portuguese design. This is talking about the cafes of Portugal, and so it's really cool design. This was a game, a game that kind of because of my wife's love of tea, I wanted to make sure that she got to play this game. One of our family members asked what game does she want this year for her birthday. So this was last year's birthday. Cafe is a really fun, plays really well at 2 players. It really makes you think. I played it with Bob. We taught Bob how to play it a couple months ago, and he was like, "This is an amazing game. Where do you find it?" And so, Cafe, if you haven't heard of it, it is a fantastic game talking about the coffee bean process from field to delivery to the cafes. So
I have
Nice.
never heard of it, but I will track it down. So for sure,
really
that
good.
is
Sounds
looking
good.
it up now.
From one of my my previously favorite board game company when they existed was Tasty Minstrel, is Scoville, which has become a Grail game for people, to my understanding, since no one's publishing it currently, and it is a great game, hard to track
it is
down,
being
right?
republished.
Somebody is going to republish it, right?
Yeah.
but
I'm
grabbing a
waiting
copy
on-
now
Yeah.
is tough. It's a 6-player. It is a good 6-player game. For it moves at a good pace. There's enough strategy involved. But the expansion's even better. But Scoville is a good time around the pepper table.
That is one of my Grail games and I've played it up in my head that I will love it and it'll be the best game ever. But I have a funny feeling I would be disappointed if I played it. So
That's so good. You will not be disappointed.
okay.
Number 4.
That was a
So
good
this
pick, you
one-
guys.
Kind of a 2-parter because there is a smaller card game version. This is
Oh, yeah.
Brew Crafters.
Yeah.
So we'll beer is food. So this was a like a worker placement game. Like you're basically building out like your tasting room, like your brewery operations, where you can source your different brew ingredients for. This is a fantastic little worker placement game.
Nice.
Cool theme. It's really integrated well. And there is a card game like travel version, and so we'll throw that in the bag and carry it to breweries and play it. It's probably the most common brewery played game.
Nice.
But yeah,
I
Try some down.
wasn't seeing these comments when they came in. Bob said, "I have a mini travel. Hey, that's my fish." That sounds pretty cool. Travel
Nice.
version of it. My 4th one is going to be Buried Treasure. This is a re-implementation of Sid Sackson's pirate game. This is one of the most cutthroat, delicious pie games I can
So
think
mean.
of. It is such a mean game. Very hate-filled as you steal pies from the people around you. And the fact that in the book, I taught this to somebody this weekend, and I said, you can use the grabby paws. And they were like, there's no way. They're called grabby paws. And I said, check that book. Sure enough, grabby paws. I love grabby paws, and I love being able to steal people's pies.
Super good. Super good. Number 4, I am going to go with a pencil first game. All of them are beautiful. I believe this is the only food. Well, there's herbaceous too, I guess, but delicious. Delicious is a flip and write. It's gardening.
I've not
It's
played it yet. Yeah.
it's good. It's a good little quick flip and write. It's like a couple levels down in difficulty from like a Three Sisters, right? But it's got the idea of you're filling in fruits, vegetables. The hard thing with this is you do have to draw the vegetables. So they have little symbols you can use instead, but they emphasize put a little work into drawing a pepper like a pepper.
So there we go. Yep.
that was like I don't know if it was the first one, but Danny Devine's like harvest dice. And
Yep.
like
Harvest
pigs,
dice right over there.
like
Yep.
chickens and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So last but not least, so I will of course Donut Shop,
Donut
which I
Shop.
feel is kind of cheating since we just talked about it. But yeah, Donut Shop.
Well,
check it
because
out.
we can't show it because you took our copies back.
Yeah, I
So
did take your copies back.
yeah.
So instead,
I'm a little
I will-
aggressive about that. I'm sorry.
This is just a spillover from your boba tea issues.
Yeah,
So,
the aggression is totally toward the
Towards Bob.
aggression's
Sorry, Bob.
totally toward Bob. I apologize. That wasn't meant for
so
you.
instead, I will do a
Jeez.
honorable mention after
Yeah.
that is going to be chicken versus hot dog.
Hot dog. Oh,
This
I
game
have seen
is
so much of this on social media.
jeez.
like this is it's basically
TikTok
like
favorite.
like the water bottle flipping kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just basically someone said, okay, I can make a game out of that. So that is chicken versus hot dog. And you have random like cards will flip over and it'll be like oh, you gotta like flip your hot dog like under your like, hand over your back. You're trying to make it land and stick on the table. That's literally all it is,
Redonkulous.
and it's ridiculous.
See, Jason says Three Sisters Buried Treasure on the Rocks. Point Salas and Chai.
It's Point Salsa. Point Salsa.
Point Salsa. I
Yeah,
love
it's
Point
indeed.
Salsa.
I love
It's also
Not enough love shown to Monster Crunch, the breakfast battle game. Breakfast cereal monsters. Everybody's trying to shed their cards. This one is a family favorite of ours. We play it even outside of Halloween. People are trying to discard their cards as quick as possible over the course of 3 rounds, and each of the cereal monsters have a special ability unique to them. It's a really, really cool game, and if you can find a copy, you can probably find it cheap. I found a couple copies at Goodwill recently. It is worth picking up. Big G Creative published it. So
You've
it is the same size as a cereal box.
it is. It is.
You've got a lot of food games, Chaz. I started going through it. We got sardines. We got On the Rocks, like Jason said. That was going to be one of the ones I included. You've got Ghost Love Candy 2.
That's true. I tried not to make it like I literally could have picked all 5 out of just our catalog.
Kohaku is another good food one.
I guess you can eat koi
You
fish.
can't
if you
eat
really
koi
want to.
fish. That's not okay.
Ryan, you can eat
all right.
anything. You put your mind to it.
my last one is my favorite food-based game to play with hate, with just anger and viciousness, and that's Food
I
Chain
knew that would show up.
Magnate. I love how aggressive this game is, and I want people to play this, and I want to just plow over their poor little restaurants and keep them from selling their
so much
burger.
hatred.
It's such a mean game, but you have to play with the right people who enjoy a long based, because farmers market's a quick, or not farmers.
You got to play with the
donuts.
right people. People who
Donuts is
like a
quick.
long game and garbage
And
graphic design. So-
What? Are you kidding me? That's amazing graphic.
No, the front is, but nothing else inside. It's like I got a printer over there.
How dare you?
Okay. Yeah.
It's got a menu and everything.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
On that note, Ryan,
Yes.
what have you been
Chad
playing?
eats while playing games to make up for not eating at conventions.
This is true.
That's good.
That's
So,
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
It's
So yeah. So what have I been playing? I've been playing Gacha, and also
You're such a shill. Such
yeah,
a shill.
I know. No, I've been playing.
Which technically there is a radish in there, so it kind of counts as food.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
and a
Um,
robot.
And a sushi and a radish.
I know that I showed my brother Deep Sea Adventure before, but he does not remember it. So we played Deep Sea Adventure the other day, and he was like, "I love this game." I was like, "John, you've played this game before. In fact, you printed a special insert for the game. Do you not remember that?" And so he remembers printing the insert, but he doesn't remember playing the game. So it's kind of weird. But
That's fair.
yeah, Deep Sea Adventures come to the table a couple times. So yeah, it's good.
Chad, what have you been playing?
A lot of the 3 games are on Kickstarter because we were talking about them at TantrumCon and playing them there. Also been playing. My wife and I play a lot of Crokinole. Like we got a set at Christmas, and we've been playing
Nice.
it nonstop for the last 2 months.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then I played some solo games this past weekend. I got Resist to the table a couple of different times.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out in retail stores in April. And just spend some more time with that one. It's really hard. I'm terrible at it, so I'm just trying to see like if I can work my way through like half of it.
Can I win this game that I'm publishing?
I'm probably never going to win it, but like that's fine. But like it is one. If you want a solo game that's not like a pushover, easy win kind of solo game,
Yeah.
that is it. It is extremely difficult and challenging, and it's like as you're playing, you're like, oh, if I comboed that differently, like you see the kind of what happens, and sometimes you just
Interesting.
bad luck with the draw on the cards. But it's a very clever little card only game too, so it's very portable. The
Nice.
same guys that did the Undaunted series.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I know our local friends Gene, Hank, Jason were talking about. They're very excited to check it out. I believe Hank's a history teacher. He loves the theme. So for me at TantrumCon, the stuff I played, 2 things that really stood out for me. One, Titletum was so stupid good. And honestly,
learn.
This better be what I think it is.
is this what you thought it
That
was?
one?
This isn't what you thought it was
No.
going to be.
That's
What'd you think
I
of
heard that's a great game though, and I want to
Yeah,
play it. but not what I thought you were gonna say.
I'm
This
really wanting to see that.
was so good.
Golly,
man.
So good. Like, it's graphically designed
I know.
amazing.
Yeah.
It played beautiful. I could not believe how good
Mitch for
good that
WizKids,
was.
we would love to get a copy. It looks amazing.
What'd you think I was going to pull out?
I thought you were gonna show Heat. Like, played.
I don't
good.
own it. I loved it. I just don't own it. Heat
it's
was
fine.
amazing.
Oh, it's in
You
my
guys
bag still.
have it.
Yeah, Heat is so
and then,
good.
And I saw Jason pop something up. We've been playing a bit of Everdell. Him and I each got the big expansion. And do you know there's customized cards in there?
Oh, really?
You make a husband and wife card and customize them. So they customize theirs, right? As
That's cool.
Jason Becky, and then she apparently trounced him. So
that's awesome.
That's the way to go.
Very cool. So. Awesome. Well, this is the end of the show. We've went a little long, but it was worth it. Chad, tell people where they can find all those sweet, sweet games that you publish.
So 25thcenturygames.com, ding. Best place to go for all kinds of stuff. Should be a link should pop up for the Kickstarter campaign if you go there as well. But if not, a quick search. Actually, just look at any of our social channels. There's plenty of commentary about it.
Yep.
But that is, you got till Thursday to back it. With that,
yep, back those things.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
If I get my chicken
flying chickens. Get my chicken a stick. So this is a family show. This is the game chat family edition.
Speaking of, where would you find One Board Family?
One Board Family. You can find us over at oneboardfamily.com. And guess what? This happened, I think, between our last show and now. We've got a brand new website. So we rebuilt a lot of the structure of our website. We have a new look. It looks really solid. I'm really happy with the design changes. You can go over to oneboardfamily.com right now and check out all of that. We've got some designer interviews. Rick has been doing some designer interviews with some designers from across the world. And so it's really cool, some of the things that he has brought onto the site with these interviews. And then we have our review of Wormholes going up tomorrow morning. So you can check out my Wormhole tomorrow, 6 a.m.
Look at this fancy new site. Look at y'all with the fancy.
Do you see it? Oh, check out check out Donut Shop. It looks really good in that format. So I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goods.
Oh, look at that big header image like on the top of the
Yeah,
thing.
man. Look at that.
Site.
Looks good. Looks good. Game of Sidekicks. You find us on all the socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We just hit our 1,000 and climbing over on TikTok. So thank you. Yeah, took about a year, but we've been working that TikTok community and
nice.
Doing some live videos at Tantrum Con. So I think there's a way to integrate this into live when I went to sign in originally. So I'm gonna see if I can figure that out. So
nice. That'll be cool.
Yeah, Wormholes is a fun game, so I look forward to seeing your Wormhole review.
You can also go check out the Gaming with Sidekicks GeoCities website.
Site. Yep. Hit me up on my ICQ at.
I got a Tumblr.
No, definitely not.
Good
on that note, sir.
Yes. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us. This has been the Game Chat. We'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. See ya.
See y'all.